Welcome back to the video lecture series on Python programming. We are going through the data types and we have already covered the string data type. Now we're going to cover the number data type. So what's a number data type? Very simple, that whatever numerical value we can think about falls under the number data type, right? Now, for example, if we are assigning an integer value to a particular variable, right? So the variable becomes a number data type, right? Same, we can also think about the other types of variables like, numerical variables like a long, right? A long integers, right? Or we can also think about the floating point numbers, which are the decimal numbers, right? So at the same time, the complex numbers. So all of these types of different types of numerical data falls under the number data type in Python, right? Um, some examples being covered just for the reference. I mean, we all understand this is very simple. Next is the basic operators for the number data type. As you can think about all the possible basic operators like the addition, the subtraction, the multiplication using the star or the asterisk operator, then division, we have two types. One is you have the slash operator, by which you get the exact value of the division, right? So it might be a decimal or a floating value also, right? Or there is one more operator which is called the modulo operator, where what you will get is basically the remainder. Say for example, a particular number A is divided by another number B, and it is not, A is not exactly divisible by B, so the remainder which comes from the division is obtained by the modulo operator. And you also have the other operator, which is the double star or the double asterisk operator for raising to the power. So A double star B means A raised to the power of B. And as you can see in the IPython notebook or in the Google Colab, uh, these basic operators have been dealt with. Okay, so very, very basic things. One very important thing that I want to mention here is when you try to assign the result of one of these operators on two variables, you can store it in a third variable or in one of the variables itself, and there you can actually use the augmented operator, like x is equal to x plus y can be written as x plus equals y. Same way, x plus equals x divided by y. Sorry, this is not the right thing. Sorry, x equals x divided by y can be written as x divided equals y. So the result is going to be the same only, nothing different. Okay. Uh, some of the functions, the numeric functions, like the first one, you have the absolute or ABS function, the absolute functions, and all this minded, these are all inbuilt functions. The absolute function which returns the absolute value. Say for example, you want to do a particular calculation, and whatever is the value, you just want to get rid of the sign, right? The sign of the result, and you want to get only the value, so you use the absolute function. Then there is another function called the divmod function, division modulo together. So what it does is, say for example, you do a divmod of A over B, so it divides A by B and returns a tuple. The first element of the tuple is the quotient, that means the result of A by B, and the second element will be the modulo, the remainder, so the result of A modulo B. So divmod is a combination of division and modulo, and the result is a tuple which combines the results of division and modulo. Okay. Next one is the power. So it does the same thing as the double star operator. Just this is an inbuilt function. So p pow a comma b means a is raised to the power of b, right? So say for example, if I do a say pow 4, 3, so it will be 4 to the power 3 or 4 into 4 into 4. So the result comes as 64, right? Last but not the least, if you want to do a rounding, say for example, you have done a mathematical operation, you want to round the result. You don't want to have the large number of integers after the decimal point. So what do? You may mention a specific, say, place up to which you do want to do the rounding, right? So for that, you can do a rounding. Let's just see, say 45.8976. So four places after decimal. But you don't want that. You just want to round to one place after decimal. So you will give the number and then after that followed by 2. And that will return you the 45.9 rounded to the first place of decimal. It will return, right? So decimal point and one place after that. So this is pretty much about the number data type and the operators and functions related to the number data type. We'll pause here and we'll soon come back with the next data type, which is the list data type in Python. Okay, so stay tuned.